What's going on, everybody? It's Dylan. It's Kev. We're here for Monday Night Raw review, August 21st, 2017. If you guys enjoy these reviews every single week and you tune in every single week, comment below, like the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. We're almost at 3,300 subscribers, so we appreciate everybody that has been with us since day one. If you're just joining in as well, we appreciate it. Tonight, we're talking about the Raw after SummerSlam. Of course, last night we had a big SummerSlam show, 4 hours of wrestling, 6 if you count the pre-show. We reviewed that as well if you guys have not checked that out for 2.5 hours. But we're going to do a shorter Raw review tonight. Mitch will join us shortly, but I do have Kev Old to start off the show. Kev, how are you doing tonight?
I am great. It's been 9 hours of wrestling, a little bit over 9, and yeah.
It's baffling.
Yeah. And one more night in Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
We do not need any more wrestling. We're gonna get 2 more hours tomorrow. But for now, we absolutely do not need more wrestling. But whatever the case may be, we still got this show. I thought a pretty good show in some aspects and a pretty bad show in other aspects, which is basically a typical episode of Monday Night Raw. But there's some good segments in the second hour for sure that we'll get to, but we're going to talk about the whole show, the whole shebang. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get to the comments section. Katana says, snooze fest for the most part tonight. Opening segment was good, but no follow-up. Cena versus Reigns at Survivor Series. I will comment about how that should be at WrestleMania. He also says, beach ball should be banned from all WWE events. That crowd sucked. Thank you. We will get to the crowd and the Jason Jordan Finn Balor match. We'll rant there. The Destroyer's in there. What's up, brother? Screw the crowd. Yeah, a bunch of people are ranting on the crowd, along with WWE Boy. We will get to the rant of the crowd at that segment, the Jason Jordan segment, unless if Mitch comes in here and just starts talking about it, which, whatever. But yeah, let's get started. We have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out first. Of course, Brock barely surviving by the skin of his teeth last night at SummerSlam. Got injured during the match, or not injured, but, got taken out of the match. Came back in later on, pinned Roman Reigns, retained the title. So he's here tonight in the same building, the Barclays Center. Brock comes in here. He gets some Suplex City chants, which is good for him. Paul Heyman says this isn't a rerun or some kind of tape delay. It's live, and he has the honor and privilege of letting us know that Lesnar retained the Universal Championship. He still is amazed that after all these years, people still do not believe him when he says he doesn't make predictions. He gives spoilers. And he told us there was going to be a vast conspiracy against Brock, and last night it unfolded in front of our very own eyes. Corporate sanctioned, premeditated, first-degree felonies assault that took Lesnar out of the equation, just like he told us, except this was so heinous that for the first time in Brock's life, it took him off the battlefield. All for one of these 3 pretenders to come in and sneak away with the title, but Brock was so confident, he refused medical attention, and he was going to beat the crap out of anybody, and pinned, of course, Roman Reigns. The crowd obviously cheers for that. He says, so Heyman gets us on the same page going forward. If there's beating to be done, victimization to be perpetrated, conquering to be accomplished, there ain't anybody in WWE or UFC history that can conquer anything like the one and only ruler of the WWE Universe, Brock Lesnar. And then all of a sudden, Braun Strowman comes out. Of course, during this promo, I'm thinking, obviously, Braun's going to have some complaints because he didn't get pinned last night. He beat the crap out of Brock Lesnar, but he did not get pinned in that match. So probably Braun feels as if this is a big thing for him and needs to come out and show his dominance. He comes to the ring. I'm thinking we're going to cut a little bit of a promo, but instead, Braun beats the crap out of Brock again. Like, just hits him. He goes for a choke slam. Lesnar gets out of it, tries to go for a clothesline, and then Braun Strowman hits a big boot, hits 2 of his running power slams, and that's it. Braun Strowman shows his dominance, and WWE announced tonight on Raw later on that Braun Strowman will challenge for the WWE Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar at No Mercy, not at what we were talking about last night at WrestleMania, which should have been the main event. Kev, tell me your thoughts on the segment. I thought it was a pretty good segment overall. It got Braun physical again. It got him into a big segment with Lesnar. There should have been more parts to the segment. Like, it should have gone on more during the rest of the show. It should have been just this one segment. But in terms of the one segment, I thought it was pretty good. But I am a little baffled by the match-making decision here of having this at No Mercy. Kev, what are your thoughts on the segment?
I thought it was a really good segment, and I actually didn't mind that it was, it might be surprising, but it was the only segment tonight because I thought the statement that Braun made at the end with the title up said it all. Paul cut his promo. The crowd was the crowd, and we'll be talking about the crowd throughout the night, I think. And I'm still holding out hope that you could still set up for a rematch for that a little bit later, or maybe this is the time that you put it on Braun and you take that chance and you put it on Braun. So I'm not necessarily super upset and don't think that this is necessarily that this is not the path to WrestleMania, as opposed to the other thing that happened tonight, which we'll get to. I still see there being room. Unless they're just stubborn and they're going to go with the original plan, it's interesting. But I thought it was a really good segment. I like the fact that Braun didn't speak. Not that he's a terrible speaker, but I thought he let his actions speak, and the crowd was clearly into it. It's the natural right way to go for this for now. And you can still build this, as I said last night, that Brock wins the Rumble, and you can go back to that at Mania maybe. But, you still got to get Joe a shot in there. You still got to get maybe Reigns a shot in there, and you got Cena now too to get a shot in. So there's some interesting shot at the belt.
Roman already lost. He lost clean to Lesnar last night. I don't know how you.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But if Braun wins, that put Roman back in the picture at some point.
Okay, if Braun does win, okay, I feel you. Okay. Yeah. It could be the same situation like what we have with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. We thought that match was going to happen in Mania, and they had three match. They had the Survivor Series match, the Royal Rumble encounter, and the WrestleMania match. So maybe they could do something like that. Who knows? Of course, we're huge fans of Braun Strowman, so maybe him getting the title at No Mercy would be a good thing, and then just building up that match to WrestleMania. We now have our third member, I should say, the Bottom Line View, Mitch. Well, I hear music.
Is he coming to? What is he coming in with theme songs now?
We got a theme song we're running in here. Uh-oh. I think I hear something in particular.
Yeah, it sounds like drilling or something.
Better not be what I think it is.
Oh.
No! No!
Oh my God! Like, what the hell? Are you just gonna
Marky Mark?
Hey, Mark, I have a question for you already. Dude,
you can't start off the show.
Where's your beach ball?
No.
Where's your beach ball?
Where's the beach ball? Damn it. No. How does he get on here first segment? That's not fair.
It is Marky Mark here, and I'm here to talk about the greatest wrestler of all time, Finn Balor, as he...
Marky, we're not even there yet.
He buried...
We're not even there. We just started.
Live on Monday Night Raw, buried alive, Finn Balor, one coup de grace. All it takes is one coup de grace. Bray Wyatt learned, Jason Jordan learns, and that is how it goes when Marky Mark says that's the way it be. The number one wrestler in the world, Finn Balor, takes him down. And on the note of the beach ball, love the beach ball gimmick. I love the beach ball gimmick. Let's go beach ball. Let's go beach ball.
Hey, Marky.
Beach ball.
I have a question for you, Mark. Like, I'm an interviewer. by trade. So I'm going to start asking you questions. How does it feel to spend about $150 to be a complete ass for 3 hours?
You know what?
Like, are you proud of yourself?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, we should. You're talking. Let's go, Marky.
My very own YouTube channel, Marky Mark, where I stay in my basement and I talk about the World Wrestling Entertainment, the wrestling. I talk about ROH. I talk about New Japan. I talk about Global Force, and I talk about all the wrestling around the world, because only I am a reporter of wrestling. I study under the one, the only Meltzer Magoo. I stay up late hours on the weekend nights watching New Japan from the 90s, and I just have a total grasp of this wrestling. So when I go, I know what's good, I know what's bad, I know what I can bring a beach ball to, and I know what I can't bring a beach ball to. I love chanting for the beach ball. It's just a great gimmick.
Oh, and you can just chant over everything, eh? Like, it doesn't matter what people say. You can just chant what you want, eh?
You both suck. You both suck. You both suck.
See, this guy ain't getting over. This guy can't get over. He thinks he can get over with this New Japan.
You both suck.
This guy is just in hijacking. Where's the real Mitch? Give me the real show, eh? I don't need this jabroni on my my screen here in this basement. Wait, Marky Mark, do you have your own basement, or are you still in your mom's basement?
I am still currently in my humble abode.
Ah. I think so. I thought so. Okay. Well, Marky.
Hey, Marky, is it cold? Something there? What's going on there? Why are you in a sweater?
It's very cold. You know why? Because I am a cold-blooded son of a gun.
Cold-blooded? Cold-blooded?
Anyways, I just want to say, Finny is the GOAT. Yes, yes, yes. You both suck. And let's go beach ball. Let's go beach ball.
Fuck that beach ball. Fuck that beach ball. See, this is the chant we need. Fuck that beach ball over here. And I guess it is backwards, but fuck that beach ball. Because of the mirror and shit. Fuck the beach ball. Fuck Marky Mark. He's still living in his parents' basement. Now he rolls off. He's ominous. He's dark. He's cynical. That's what Marky Mark's all about. Why is Marky Mark... I can't even believe he got an opening segment of tonight's episode. And
yeah, I know. That's weird, man. Weird.
We weren't even on Finny. We weren't even talking about Finny. But that's the way Marky Mark works. You know, it's, I guess, the night after WrestleMania, and Marky Mark feels like he can come in any segment and talk about whatever they want, right? Yeah, I mean, he thinks he's all and mighty, just like the rest of the fans at the show tonight. I mean, I don't know. How did we get from a bored crowd last night to a Mark crowd tonight in the same building?
I'm wondering if it was mostly an NXT crowd tonight.
It looked like it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the tickets were a little less, and like the casual SummerSlam fan was able to make it to SummerSlam. Yeah, that crowd was completely dead last night. They were sleeping. Yeah,
I was like, wait, this is two different crowds. And look, okay, I guess we'll give my rant right now. Like, if you're going to be
Mark, get your Mark ass out of here, bro.
That's where I was waiting.
Get your ass out of here, man. Jesus.
This man's not even on screen.
What is this guy doing in here?
There is Mitch Milani. This is the guy I want. I didn't want to see Marky Mark. Fuck that beach ball. Mitch, you missed the opening. You missed the opening segment. What's up, bro? By the way, actually, we were at the first show they did the beach ball. We did.
Yes, we were. We did not create the beach ball gimmick, but we were there to witness it.
Yes, they did it correctly though. They did it at the matches that it didn't.
What is Marky Mark doing with my webcam, bro? He's got this close up.
The lighting. I mean, we haven't figured that out yet.
Look at this guy.
This guy's ridiculous. They did it in segments that didn't matter. Tonight they did it in the fucking main event, which pissed me off. Yeah. But we will get to that. Mitch, you did miss the opening promo. We were talking about Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. I want to get your thoughts here. What did you think about the opening segment?
I watched the YouTube clips because I was unable to. I only watched 4 segments or 5 segments live. So I watched the whole YouTube clip, and I think I pretty much got it. I liked it a lot. Now, I would have been a fan for, Strowman Lesnar to happen just at WrestleMania. But if their goal is to have one of these matches at WrestleMania, but to have like a series of 3, then I'll be down for it. I love the way that Strowman took it to Lesnar. I love the way that they lead it in with the promo, and they kind of set up, okay, Lesnar does the destroying around here. Then the real destroyer comes out, gets a huge pop, beats up Lesnar. I think that was a perfect way to start the show. A lot of times we complain about the way that WWE starts the show because they don't start it off with the thing that's the hottest with the crowd. And they did tonight, and I applaud them for that. I think it was a really strong start. But again, they need to carry this on throughout the show. More people would be willing to stay tuned for Strowman. You can clearly tell. Stay tuned for Lesnar and this story. Lesnar shouldn't be done with Strowman at the beginning of the show. After getting his ass kicked, Lesnar should be searching around for Strowman and trying to beat his ass back. So that should be the story throughout the night. After Strowman takes it to Lesnar, Lesnar should be searching backstage for Strowman. He should be beating him in the parking lot or whatever. So, I would like to see more action when it comes to Lesnar and Strowman throughout the course of the night, not just in one segment, but I thought the one segment was very well done.
But I liked how it ended, though, too, because you had Strowman with the championship, and I thought that was a good way. Because maybe it's because I'm now used to the fact that they're not doing 4 segments with him. The fact that they left it at this one segment, Strowman leaves with holding the title, I think told the story of the night of what we had for Lesnar and Strowman.
You know what, Kev, though? You could have done it differently. You could have set it up in the first segment and kind of had, Strowman and Lesnar maybe getting at odds. And then throughout the course of the night, you're building and building and building to that fisticuffs, to the brawl. And then at the end of the night, you have the whole championship raising with Strowman. And you could have done that. I understand you have the Reigns and Cena thing as well. But, man, you could have had a banger show if you would have had more Lesnar, Strowman, and also Reigns and Cena. But that's just my opinion.
There you go.
Fix that hair.
I like what they did tonight, but I did agree. We brought it up before you were on here. They should have had more segments. Just kind of looked poor on their part. And the first hour was incredibly weak without having another big segment like this. Let's get to the comments. By the way, I know some people are saying that you guys are talking to me. I can only do it after every segment. We got to go through the segments, man. All right, so hear me out on that. Everybody loving Marky Mark. I mean, the guy's a tool, but, he has his fans. Let's see here. Jessica says, man, Braun destroyed Brock last night. Indeed. Sid Henry says you need to play Finn Balor music when Marky comes on. I think we kind of heard it. I don't know exactly if it was the Finny music, but we did hear a little bit of it last night. If you want to check out our SummerSlam review. I hold a pen because I have ADHD, and I just need to hold.
I hold one too, actually.
There you go. I like that. I was writing a note saying the fuck the beach ball, so I have to hold it in my hand. I'm gonna write notes down. Let's see here. Beat up Brock. Hashtag beat up Brock. Chauncey's telling me I'm not an ass clown, so that's a good thing. And my favorite comment, yo, whose fucking dad is that? Moving on to the next segment. But we do have Braun Strowman in the chat. So Braun, I'm very happy you are in the chat.
It's nice that he takes the time. And that's the nice Mitch, and that's the argument for why you have him in one segment, because then he has the time to go on after.
It's true. He's not tired. He's not worn down from a tough night.
Yeah.
He's back and he's on the Bottom Line View. We appreciate Braun, a new fan of the channel.
He comes to the channel and he's like, I'm not finished with you and your commenters because I need to put myself over. And I like that. Very good stuff. Next segment we have to talk about is the Enzo and Cass segment. What do I even say about this segment is my question. They announced earlier today that they were going to do a Brooklyn street fight between Enzo and Cass.
What's a Brooklyn street fight? Is it different than
they just name it everything, like every city that's like Philadelphia, Chicago, Brooklyn, New York.
It's like the Texas Death Match, wherever they're at. Texas Death Match, Brooklyn Street Fight, Kalamazoo, Castañas, I don't know. But we're in Brooklyn. They have a street. We're gonna have a street fight tonight. Enzo comes out. Actually, Cass comes out, and man, I gotta agree with Mitch here. Carmelo must be making some good cookies, man, because this man ate about 3 trays before he went out there tonight. He's looking chubby-dubby. But Enzo comes out. He keeps talking. He says a street fight is appropriate tonight, and he talks about how they were brothers, but Cass turned his back on him. Of course, they keep going down. They keep going about the story, continuing on, whatever. Enzo goes to the back, comes back with a shopping cart full of some weapons. So I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be very hardcore." Very ECW kind of like, or in the very tamer terms, the hardcore championship style that they had with all the weapons. And then Cass decided to beat the shit out of Enzo because these bookers do not know how to book Enzo Amore. He throws a couple of weapons at him, and Cass still gets to him, throws him onto the ramp, beats the crap out of him. Enzo, I think, hit a combined total of 3 moves. The finish of the match came when Cass went over the top rope, messed with his leg, like he hurt his leg. I think it's legitimate. That's what people are saying. Suffered an injury. And they had to wave off the match. Enzo won by injury and / referee stoppage. This doesn't work in either way. If it's a legitimate injury, it doesn't make Enzo look good because Cass injured himself. Like, he jumped over the top rope, injured himself. And Enzo hit about 3 moves in total. And if this was kayfabe to get Enzo a victory, he didn't do shit. So
from what I saw, it didn't appear that bad. I because Enzo got the win.
Right.
He's Twitter's showing him walking around.
He got the shit beat out of him, but he should get the shit beat out of him. But he won the match, and he kept taking the beating. He didn't just get one big boot and then lay out for 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, no, he got hit with a big boot. He didn't move, and Cass didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't go for a pin or anything like that. Just stood there. And Enzo was the story was Enzo was trying to go for a chair so he could hit a move, and Cass would step on his hand, making him look weak. And I'm not saying he needs to get in a lot of moves, but it's a weapons match. Weapons are supposed to be an equalizer for a guy like Enzo. So I don't know. I think it was completely should not have been a street fight. It had nothing to do with being a street fight. But they called off the match. Big Cass is helped to the back. The segment's over.
My question is, why is Enzo still wrestling Cass?
Exactly.
I think they were trying to end the feud tonight.
God hope it's done tonight.
I think that this was the blow off. It's too bad. I think Cass was seen backstage on crutches. It does appear to be a serious injury. He may be out for a bit, according to what I'm seeing on Twitter. And Enzo did some tweeting, and it's just probably
what was
not
the injury?
Great. Knee.
It was some kind of knee injury.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, this lets you hit reset on Cass, though. I mean, Cass has been doing decently. He hasn't been doing great, but he hasn't been doing poorly, I think. I think he's somewhere in the middle. But if you wanted to ever change what you've been doing with Cass, I think you at least have that opportunity now. It sucks to see the guy get injured, but, I mean, storyline.
Maybe you put him back together. Maybe you put him back together.
Maybe. Or my idea was that Enzo would be the manager of Cass, but
this storyline has failed. Let's just put it honestly. It has failed miserably on all fronts. Not just because of the booking, but I mean, that's how it's gonna go. Let's get to some comments here. Somebody's asking if that is Mitch's dad. No, Kevol is not Mitch's dad. It's Coach. Somebody commented WWE is dead. Okay, that's good. Crowd was hilarious tonight, giving Cena and Roman no reaction. Oh, they gave him too many reactions. They gave him all the reactions. That's the point. And of course, WWE boy still ranting about the Smarks. I like that.
You like that?
Sid, this is a very mean comment. Am I getting rounder? Shit. I mean, I'm not a wrestler. I might be fat, but I'm not a wrestler like Samoa Joe because he's fat.
Who said you're getting rounder?
Sid Henry. Whoa! Do not clap on weight. It's messed up.
I think that's good.
It's not funny. I might.
How can he even tell?
Exactly.
It's just your shoulders.
It's like from like here.
I haven't noticed the progression in weight gain for Dylan in a while.
Okay, there you go. In a while.
Just being honest.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, you haven't. Yeah, you can't see the rest of my body. Like, if I gotta stand. No, I'm not gonna stand up. But yeah. So Emma, let's get to the next segment. Emma's backstage. She's complaining again that she was the starter of this women's revolution. She should have gotten this moment. She was screwed. She's sick and tired of Sasha Banks being promoted on Twitter. And Dana Brooke points out that you tapped like last week with Mickie James. And it doesn't matter because you weren't screwed. And then she makes a bunch of jokes and stuff to Nia Jax, calling her not the sharpest tool in the shed and just a moron. And then Nia Jax is behind her. So Nia Jax is going to kill her, saying that she needs CPR after the match. Emma versus Nia Jax happens, and we get a squash. Somebody tell me the point. Nobody?
Okay, so wait, what was the match? I missed this.
You missed this. You missed the segment.
Nia Jax, Mickie James?
No, Nia Jax versus Emma, and Nia Jax beat the shit out of her in like 1 minute.
Trying to reestablish Nia Jax.
That's at best what this can do. But
that's all it's doing. Trying to get Nia Jax a win, which I think they should. I think they've messed up Nia Jax multiple times. I know a lot of people aren't fans of Nia Jax, but I think she's something different, and I think like she has. I don't know. I guess she's not going to be a challenger for Sasha because they've already gone down that road. But I don't mind Nia Jax that much because she's something different.
But like, why wasn't she like involved with Alexa? They brought it up multiple
times.
No,
they should have done that. I don't know why they haven't done that.
They just throw it to the wayside, and I think it's stupid.
Or at the very least, she should be as the priest is coming in. She should be the muscle of Alexa. And hold on, I'll help the priest out here.
The priest. Whoa. He's coming.
Gathered here in memory of two fine young lads, fine young people who have been buried today. One again, Enzo Amore, a bona fide G and a certified stud, and you just cannot teach that. The baby rest. And Emma, the woman who never knew what she was, and never knew what she could be. They may most be buried, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Amen.
You put in the music too; it's even better. The priest was here. He's here. He showed up twice in the last 2 days, so appreciate him.
I feel like we should get like one of our guests that used to be on the show. Like he's a big time manager in the WWE. I don't know. Can we get a hold of him?
He might be just a little bit far away, but you know what? I'll grab him. Give me 1 minute.
I wonder.
Okay, I'm back. I just got in contact with him. I heard he's right on the way. Cue the doorbell noise. Hey, oh, wait. I'm hearing him knocking on the door. What is it? It's me, Paul Heyman.
What's going on, Paul? Nice to see you, bro. Where have you been hiding? Is it your client is getting his ass kicked all over Raw?
Let me tell you something, Mitch. This is a conspiracy against my name. I've been here in this business 10, 15 years, and this fat son of a bitch, Samoa Joe, wants to come into my playground or my client's playground and wants to beat me up. It ain't gonna happen. And then you have Braun Strowman. I mean, this guy thinks he can run all over town, but look who's the Universal Champion, my client, Brock Lesnar. And then you have Roman Reigns. Roman couldn't even survive with my client. He didn't win at WrestleMania 31. He didn't win at SummerSlam because he's a jabroni and all the fans boo him. So, we do face Braun Strowman at 5 weeks at No Mercy, but Brock will still retain the title.
But Paul, how do you feel about the people, the rumbling in the crowd calling Braun the new beast?
Fuck the crowd. Did you hear them with the beach ball chants afterwards? They have no credibility.
And a former writer of Raw, Uncle Vince, said that they should replace Paul Heyman with an animated version. How do you feel about that?
An animated version? An animated version? You can't get animated of this. Look at this nose. I mean, it goes 5 feet wide already. You can't animate that. You can't animate the greatness of Brock and Paul. Let me tell you this, okay? This guy right here, Brock Lesnar, Universal Champ. We beat Goldberg at WrestleMania, damn it. There's no way Braun Strowman is going to, or Vince Russo, or anyone else is going to tell us what to do because my client is a beast. And no one will stop him.
One last question, Paul. Do you think Brock could cover Rob Gronkowski on the football field?
Oh, absolutely. He played for the Minnesota Vikings, and I tell you what, just like last night's main event, it was a conspiracy that he didn't make it to the NFL. They were trying to get him out. Rob Gronkowski, you're toast.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Nice to see you again, bro.
Thank you.
Good to see Paul. Good to
Thank
see
you.
Paul.
Thank you. Fuck meatballs. Holy crap. I mean, he just came in here right out of nowhere onto my screen, and I didn't even get to see him. I didn't even get to say hi. I'm cheesed. But yeah, there you go. There's Paul Heyman. He showed up. He talked about Braun and Brock and everything in between. But we're going to keep moving. Guys, you want to walk with Elias? Because I think I want to walk with Elias.
Okay. Don't even describe the segment, all right? Elias Sampson, since day one, you can research the bottom line view here. Go to the NXT reviews. Check out what I was saying about Elias Sampson, what Dylan was saying about Elias Sampson. And I know I said, I don't know about Dylan because I did. I can't collectively say this, but I said at that time, Elias Sampson was the most talented wrestler on NXT. I stand by that. Better than Finn, better than Shinsuke, better than Joe. Elias Sampson is the real star out of all of those guys. The way he handles the crowd, the way he is on the microphone, the gimmick, the look, the wrestling. Elias Sampson is a star. He should have a push to the main event. The guy is already ready. He has all what it takes to be a star. He can believably wrestle Roman Reigns. He can believably be in the main event. Somebody tell me I'm wrong.
Some mark in the crowd will do the same. But
I don't know if he's ready for the main event yet.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. He's ready talent-wise.
Booking-wise, he's not.
Booking-wise,
he's
he
not.
needs one or two more feuds, and then I think he's there. But you need to book him strong.
I think he's facing R-Truth. So in terms of feuds, he's in like the piss poor bottom of the feud barrel here. I think he's going to need a lot more than 2 feuds to get to the main event.
He's not at the barrel. He's never lost really a feud. Him and Finn, he pretty much went over on Finn.
R-Truth, Mitch. R-Truth. That doesn't lead you to a world title.
But he's getting over with the crowd with the gimmick.
Yeah, but he's still with R-Truth.
Everybody loves Elias.
But he's with R-Truth, Mitch.
Yeah, but I said, okay.
He's not 2 feuds away from a main event. 2
feuds away. You upgrade him 2 more times, get a step up, boom, he's there.
You're going to have to take...
Just put him in one feud with The Miz. Put him in one feud with one of these guys, Chris Jericho. Bring him back just for Elias. He's there.
I think he'll be there after WrestleMania. That's the goal.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's where you got to build him. He's not 2 feuds away. And I think if you're him, you got to be careful because for some reason they seem to skyrocket and let people down to skyrocket. So I think we can be cautiously optimistic about Elias. I think he's on the right path. Absolutely. But I don't think he's 2 feuds away.
But this is something that I look at the main event, the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam, and I say, how many wrestlers on the roster actually can realistically and, wrestle Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Brock Lesnar? Like, Samoa Joe, like, he's believable in that match, even though he is fat. And I'm not a huge Samoa.
He's fat.
But he is believable in the main event. Elias is one of the only guys left, that's believable. Cena, Elias, Orton, Jinder, like how many more guys? Like Finn Balor, no. Like The Miz is debatable, but only just because he's a great talker. You could put him in there, but he's not a big guy. Like there's not a lot of guys with his size and his charisma left in the WWE.
I don't think we're trying to discredit what Elias brings to the table. It's just the fact.
I'm just saying, like, how many guys have the better package for a main event star than him?
I'm not disagreeing with.
Well, it's not about package. It's about
the execution of what
it's
they're
about
doing.
the execution. Yeah.
Put the rocket on him, bro. Strap it up.
I want him.
Well,
to.
they tried to put the rocket on Big Cass, and did that work?
Big Cass is nowhere in. He's not even in Elias's league.
Big Cass is fat. Like how everybody
I think you need to go slow with Elias. I would go slow.
You need to go slow with Cass. You don't need to go slow with Elias. This is reverse booking right here.
Reverse booking.
He's not 2 feuds away. I'm sorry. I would have to disagree with you on that.
I will agree.
No, Braun, you're the best right now, bro. You are the best. You are the man.
True. That is true.
But Elias is great. Elias would be a great heel for you, Braun. You guys can make good money, Braun.
Kevin, there's some not Kevin. There's somebody in the chat, Kevin. He's saying, and I quote, Samoa Joe is not fat. He's Samoan.
The Rock isn't fat. The Usos aren't fat.
Look, all you have to do.
Roman Reigns isn't fat.
All you have to do to not be fat is to work out. Okay? I don't work out, so there's the thing. But
at least he admits it.
But Samoa Joe is a professional wrestler. He's fat.
That's when the gripe comes in. I don't care if you're Chauncey and you're sitting on your couch and you're fat.
Because he's a fan.
When you're a TV star like Braun, you gotta look the part, bro.
Although, according to Booker T tonight, it's easy to get to the WWE.
You think Stephen Amell would be Arrow if he was fat?
The guy's in shape, bro. But he says the Usos aren't thin either, but they're not fat. Samoa Joe is 2 Usos. He's fat. All right,
but
anyway.
I think Samoa Joe is still believable.
He is believable. Yeah.
He's big, okay?
I like the guy.
And the way that he carries himself is believable. I don't love the guy because I think he's very, he's very narrow. Like he has the heel destroyer kind of thing. But other than that, I don't feel he's very versatile. But I still can say that he is believable and he's a main eventer.
There you go. We still haven't talked about this Elias segment. He was in the ring. He cut a little promo beforwards talking about the solar eclipse because everybody was talking about that today. And he says that he's not going to sing about Brooklyn because most of the people are ashamed to be there anyways. Love it. So he's going to sing about our truth. He says he's going to sing real music because he starts rapping the lines to our truth. He's like, no, we're going to make real music. So he starts doing his little song. I'm enjoying it. And then, of course, our truth comes in here with his what's up. Elias versus our truth happens. Pretty fast match. Elias goes over. Pretty simple booking. Of course, they're trying to put him over. I just want him to be an incredible feud sometime down the road. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think you've covered it pretty much.
Okay, I think Mitch is already known too. We go to commercial.
What?
No, I'm saying I think we got your perspective on the segment as well. I mean,
what was it?
Well, then he's going to be 1 or 2 feuds away from the main event, man. I mean,
Elias is the man.
he is the man. He is the GOAT. We're going to talk about another GOAT that was in the next segment, though. I love doing segments. Kurt Angle comes out. He says he has a big superstar announcement. It was teased earlier on tonight, and he gets it in this segment to start off the second hour. Appearing for the first time in over a year on Monday Night Raw, it's John Cena. We obviously talked about this last night, that since this free agent angle has been going on, that John Cena could come to Monday Night Raw at any moment. We were even talking about some feuds that John Cena could have upon his return, and it seems like one of them that we did talk about last night is going to happen. Let's talk about the segment. So John Cena comes out. The crowd obviously is in ruckus about seeing John Cena for the first time in over a year on Raw. He just kind of holds it out to the crowd at first because he's a mark for his own chance. I'm just putting that out there. He says that, you know what?
What were they even chanting half the time?
John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks.
I heard you both suck.
Yeah, that happened too.
There was
there are people that were actually going at the same time. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. They were chanting both of them
at the same time.
At the same time.
So John Cena gets on the mic finally and says he came over to Raw because last night he had a chat with Kurt Angle, and he asked if he wanted to come on to Raw, and he said he came to Raw not because SmackDown is bad, but because for a long time he's wanted to stand in the ring with a certain WWE superstar. Then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns music hits. Of course, it's a huge tease as to what they're going to do at WrestleMania.
He got a pop here.
Because, did he? I mean, a little bit.
Got an initial pop like, oh, it's Roman Reigns. And then they're like, oh, wait, we got to boo him.
Because he's going to be in the same segment with John Cena. These guys are very heat magnets. But, yeah, Roman Reigns comes out. He gets in the ring, and John kind of waves him off. And he says, Roman, you're exactly the guy I was looking for. Reigns picks up the mic, says the only thing Cena's ever looked for him, or the only time he's ever looked for him, is when he's running his mouth on Twitter. Ooh. And now that he's in his yard, sick burn, bro. And now that he's in his yard, the question is if he's going to run his mouth to his face, which is weird. This is John Cena we're talking about, but okay. We get an Undertaker chant, which pissed me off because I don't want that match. But they continue afterwards. Cena finally drops the microphone. He says, you know what? I'm not really here to talk. I'm here to fight. So we're about to get ready for this big fight. And then awesome. Of course, the big awesome.
You play.
The Miz comes
out.
That
was my Elias impersonation.
Great impression. We need to get a, you know what? I have a guitar in here. I'm going to play a guitar segment too. I don't know how to play guitar, but I'm going to do it. The Miz and the Miz Taraj come out. Maurice was looking smoking tonight. I'm just going to point that out there. But yeah, they come out, and I'm like, this is good. I like to see the Miz in this kind of segment. I mean, you got Roman and John Cena in the segment. And he says this is what a sold-out...
Oh, shit, Sid.
What did Sid say?
He said, who wants to walk with Dylan to the kitchen?
Whoa!
With a winky face.
Whoa! Chill. Okay, he did clarify that he was talking about Chauncey, who called me a beach ball, and then made that. And he did make a winky face, though. So I'm gonna let this slide. But yeah, the Miz comes out. They get ready. He says, "Well, this is what a sold-out Barclays show looks like." Cena corrects him with his pronunciation, which is obviously off script. And then Miz, the great promo cutter that he is, makes it into his own segment. They keep going back and forth, saying that Roman Reigns and John Cena in the same ring at the same time. They're blowing the roof off the place. Yes, how many moments these two get before getting a very good chant of or applause for that. He said, because in life you're always told that if you work hard and you do your job, then your moment will come. And he's sick of waiting for his moment while these two undeserving people like Roman and John get all the moments week after week after week. Which is true. This man was wrestling in front of 7 people last night, and these two got big profile matches on SummerSlam. Kurt Angle seems to think that Raw needs an addition while the Intercontinental Champion rides the pine at SummerSlam. He polls the arena to see if if they need Cena, and it's all no, which was funny. And then Cena is about to walk out, and Miz says, "I'm not done talking to you," which was almost a very Braun-ish line, but I get where he's coming from. He gives him a little bit of a smirk. He's like, "I hate when you do that smirk," and tells Reigns that this might be his yard, but it's the A-lister's show. And then he gets on the crowd for not knowing whether to cheer or boo Roman or John Cena, which is 100% true. But they keep going on. He says, Cena's shirt says, "Respect, earn it." He's earned it for 12 damn years. And he asks where his moment is. He just goes on like one of these talking smack rants in the middle of this. It was great. He says, "This is a moment." You got Roman and John in the same ring. And Roman is dubious about this idea of having John Cena and be his tag team partner against The Miz and The Miztourage. But then all of a sudden, Samoa Joe comes out, which was a very weird part. They never brought up Samoa Joe once, but I was interested to see what they were going to do. Samoa Joe comes out there, and he talks about Roman, says, "I've gotten through you every single time." He's sick and tired of his antics. And he goes, "As for Cena," and then starts punching the crap out of him right in the face. Didn't even say anything to Cena. These guys get in a big scuffle. But Joe hits a coquina clutch. Roman saves him with a Superman punch. And we get a little bit of a tease of the tag team match later tonight, Miz and Samoa Joe versus John Cena and Roman Reigns. I thought this was an awesome segment. You got 4 guys on there that are pretty hot at the moment. John Cena coming over to Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns having to deal with the fact that he lost last night. The Miz, who was an absolutely fantastic promo tonight. And Samoa Joe, who was part of the main event last night, needs a feud. And the Cena-Joe feud, it looks like it's going to be in Roman Miz for the IC title. I dig it. I think it's dope. I think it's a cool idea, and I'm excited to see what they do for No Mercy with these 2 matches. So, guys, what'd you think about this big segment between all 4 of these guys?
First off, I'll say I appreciate the offer, Jessica, but I'm reserved for Kathy Kelly. All right. Okay, let's continue on.
Look at you.
Let's continue on. Okay,
this is a guy that he has some morals. Look at that.
We have we have Roman Reigns, we have John Cena, and we have who, Kev?
Miz.
The best wrestler.
I'm not saying he's the greatest wrestler.
The Miz.
That's you.
The Miz comes in here, half shoot, cuts a great promo. One of the best promos we've seen this year, and The Miz continuously does it week after week. I completely agree with this guy. He deserves a shot in the main event. Everybody in the crowd agreed with him. I loved the real-life heat that they got from the crowd for Reigns and Cena, where they were talking about, you guys get all the opportunities. You guys get, you guys are always in the spotlight. Where's my spotlight? Give me my spotlight. I deserve this opportunity. I've been here for 12 years. That is how you do a promo. Real life heat. That's what I liked about SmackDown during the summer. You know what I mean? They had these Miz promos, these Cena promos. Even the women were cutting promos where it was like, wow. Like, that's like, they're taking real life storylines that people know about from backstage, backstage politics. People don't like each other, blah, 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 blah. People are jealous of Nikki. All this stuff. So they took all that and they put that into the storylines and put that on the show. And now this is what they did with the Miz segment. That's when the Miz is at his best, when he's doing a half shoot. And I feel like a lot of the other wrestlers would be the best at that as well. But they don't let many wrestlers do that except for the Miz, because Miz is the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah, this was probably one of the best segments of the year. Miz was the highlight because of the passion. But, what was Bo Dallas wearing? Can we talk about what Bo Dallas was wearing?
He looked amazing tonight.
He's becoming a fashionista there since he's joined the Miztourage.
They told him to wear a suit, whatever suit he wanted, and picked that one. I find it.
Yeah, he picked that. I thought Cena. I don't think Cena gets enough credit for taking the crowd abuse that he does. I think he does that really well. He plays it all in stride. And I thought the Miz actually and Cena played off well with the smirk. I thought keeping Roman simple in his promo was good. I thought the punch. I guess one of the questions that we'll have to talk about at the end of the night: which one was the accident and which one was the intentional hit?
Say that one more time.
Is that which one of his Superman punches were the accident that hit Joe, and what's the other one that was the?
Can I say this though? I don't like the part where Roman was. Roman didn't say a lot, and I feel like Roman needs to say a lot.
Well, and nobody else.
He needs to address the Cena thing.
Not in that crowd. You're not in that crowd. That crowd wouldn't have let him speak.
But I mean, at some point soon, he needs to address the Cena comparisons. He needs to address the Cena beef. That's not real, but he needs to address that. You know, he needs to address all this stuff that, like, everybody has been talking about for years. We need this to happen.
Yeah.
We need him to talk about it. We can't just keep getting the same old Reigns promo. I know I like when Reigns keeps it simple because he's not the greatest on the mic, but he needs to actually cut a shoot promo.
You know what? One problem I had with this promo was that Roman didn't bring up the fact that he lost last night. He was like, "This is my yard." Yeah. He never brought up the fact that he lost to Brock Lesnar. I had a problem with that, but
yeah, they moved on from that story. They have a tendency to do that.
At least
it's
acknowledge
almost like
it.
you need to forget. You tend not to acknowledge those stories.
Stupid.
I think having this okay, I guess there's a couple of other things that I think I want to say this is the segment of the year. There is some things I'm going to critique. So John Cena walks up to Kurt Angle, or Kurt Angle asks to John Cena, "Hey, want to come to Raw?" So can Daniel Bryan just walk up to Brock Lesnar and say, "Hey, want to come to SmackDown?"
Yeah, for sure.
That's
what they made it seem like,
right?
But
yep.
This is something where the free agent thing actually comes in handy. We've been ripping the free agent thing, but finally they actually made sense of it. So basically, how Cena said this was, I decided to be on SmackDown before, but I'm a free agent, so I can go to Raw whenever I want now.
But Kurt Angle went up to him last night and asked him. That's what he said in the promo.
Yeah.
So
he's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants.
But does Daniel Bryan get that opportunity to ask someone to come to SmackDown?
No,
is anyone else a free agent?
They're not free agents. In kayfabe, they're not free agents.
Oh, apparently. I thought it was.
My question is, though, if they're free agents, they have to sign a contract at some point.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, they can't just be free agents going back and back and back. That doesn't make any sense.
Because then they're never making any money.
It's like somebody playing for all NFL teams in one season. That's not how it works.
I thought this segment was great, and we'll talk about the main event match later.
Okay. Interesting.
I feel like I wanted to say one more thing, but I forgot. So, Dylan, you brought up the matches that you think are going to happen because of this?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Roman versus Miz for the IC title and Cena versus Joe. High profile matches.
You don't think it will be Cena Miz again?
No. Okay. I think with Joe going over like during the segment tonight and just punching Cena straight up, I think that's their culmination. And I think with Miz doing something probably in the next week to be like Roman gets all the attention, that kind of thing.
So do you think they could potentially have Cena and Roman be a tag team and take on Ambrose and Rollins?
I was just going to ask that
and then have Reigns turn on Cena and join the Shield.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that the long-term plan?
That might be the long-term plan. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I mean, if this again, we have to figure out what we're doing at WrestleMania here. But I feel like if this Cena Reigns, the only place this should be happening is WrestleMania, not Survivor Series.
Oh, for sure. It should not happen at any other show.
Yeah. So you got a 7-month build. Cena is going to be taking some time off at some point. Keep this long term is by giving Cena and Reigns the tag belts, and that makes the most sense.
Because
So-
they've done this.
I think they should do Cena Reigns tag belts, and then
because they've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, have them get the tag belts, then have them feud with Ambrose Rollins, and then have Reigns switch over the Shield near WrestleMania time, or near probably the pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
I would say Rumble would probably be
and then you build from there.
Yeah.
Or you do it at Survivor Series, or you do the Shield reunion complete at Survivor Series where it all started.
You could do that.
You could.
And then I would have Strowman probably win the Rumble, or Lesnar, whatever happens with that, and then have that as the main event. Have Cena Reigns as the co-main event.
Yeah. See, I have Strowman. I would actually have Strowman win at No Mercy. And then you have Lesnar off TV anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't need it back for the Rumble. And because you have Joe, Reigns, Cena, you have at least 3 challengers for the next 4 or 5 months that you don't need Lesnar anyway. So
then I would have, what I would do is, I like, just thinking about it, I would probably have Strowman winning at No Mercy, hold it for a while till Lesnar comes back. Lesnar wins in kind of a screwy finish. Then at WrestleMania, Strowman wins it back.
Interesting. I like those ideas. There's just some good ideas. I think the aspect of having that tag team was really good. Let's get to some comments. I know there's a lot of them. Kevin says Braun ate all the thin Samoans. There you go. Lot of deleted comments. A lot of trolling. Chauncey, of course, doing the same thing again. God damn it, there's a lot of comments here. The New York crowd is rough. I'm not a big fan of the rough New York crowds here. Mr. Mike 307 says, I think Roman should be a character who has no filter. He should bring everything the hardcores would mark for. Like when they did that badass thing with him in 2015, like where he just beat destroyed out of Triple H, like that was cool. And then they fucked it up 3 weeks later. So being cool would be dope. Austin Allen says, why not do 1-match contracts with the Cena free agency thing? How much would you pay for that though? Like in case, I don't know how that would work. You know what I mean? Like have them do one for one show and one for the other. I don't know. I don't even know if they could do that. Let's see here. Mr. Mike 307 says, what? They signed Cena for a month at a time. He's more like a rent-a-star. If your ratings suck, you can rent Cena for a storyline. That's for both shows, though, because they're awful when they have it. He says, just give us the one-on-one Cena versus Reigns feud. We got to get more in depth with it. Like they have to do something in between. They have a lot of build to do it. So having that tag team would create a lot of good storyline to do with it.
Yeah.
8-man tag cruiserweights. Nobody fucking cares. And my one gripe with this match is that they debuted a new superstar and they didn't have a vignette.
What? They did?
Yeah. They didn't. They did not have a vignette.
Grant Metalik. Was it Metalik or?
Yeah. So it was Aria.
I thought Metalik was already there.
No. Well, he wasn't on the main roster.
Oh.
That's dumb, as always. Faces win because they got to show Grand Metalik. Although he did do some cool moves, I'm just gonna say. Backstage, we're with Neville after this 8-man cruiserweight tag. He wonders what exactly people were expecting after he won his championship match. By the way, the only time we're going to see Charlie Caruso tonight. Very disappointing. He says, were they hoping for a change of the guard, a new charismatic, aesthetically pleasing champion, or do they just have high hopes in that Japanese punk Tozawa? Either way, when he comes, where he comes from, they have a word for those. And then Titus O'Neil and Akira Tozawa walk backstage, and they say, you know what? Titus points out that sticks and stones can break their bones, but words can never hurt them.
Wow, what a line! I've never thought of that.
Are we 4 years old?
He calls him a gargoyle too. That was nice. And then says they have one word for him: rematch tomorrow night on 205 Live, which no one will watch. Anything?
I did not see.
Keep these guys on Tuesday. Get them the hell off Monday Night Raw.
It literally, I said before, it brings down the rating of the show by like 2 points. Like for me, out of 10, like 2 points.
I just want Neville to do something good. Honestly, I'm very disappointed he's in this division. All right, backstage we go to holy shit, guys! We have a groundbreaking segment. Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan talk to each other. I didn't think it was possible, but they did it. They actually hug each other. Kurt says he's proud of him, and Jordan says he doesn't want any impartial treatment, but he wants to compete tonight. Angle says, well, Miz is booked up for tonight, but Jason says he'll get back to the Miz. But tonight, he wants Finn Balor. And Kurt is like, whoa, I don't know if are you ready for this? And Jordan is like, yeah, I'm ready for it. They share a hug, and Angle wishes him luck. So we're going to get Jason Jordan versus Finn Balor tonight. They actually brought this segment up. I can't believe that. So any thoughts on this backstage segment?
Hello, I'm here.
Actor
is here.
Yes.
Actor is here to come and talk to you, Kurt Angle. Mwah, 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 mwah. Such beautiful. There was a beautiful touching moment with your son. Your hug beautiful. That's excellent acting. There was acting. I teared. I had to tear down this eye. It just went and it was just rolling down like Enzo Amore and others. It just rolled down like that. Beautiful acting. And Daniel Bryan, that beret man. I'm beret. I am beret man.
Beret man.
Only me wear beret. I tell you to fight. Acting.
There you go. Actor! 5 stars, baby. I love when the actor comes on here, talks about acting skills, gave a little praise to Kurt Angle. I enjoyed it. I like that, man. We need more of the actors in the show. Get the actor over is my hashtag for tonight. Some people were commenting, Mr. Mike, you are a beach ball. Chauncey is always very nice in the comment section. He also said, Mr. Mike 307 says, you can have Cena win the IC title and have Reigns just simply want it, and plus he wouldn't mind beating up John Cena. I don't think you need to put the IC title in this. I think it needs to be a straight-up one-on-one match, and the IC title can be doing better things. That's just how I feel about that. Not that this is not better things. I'm just saying it's a personal feud. It should be a big match. Doesn't need the IC title on top of it. Arian says, "What? Imagine if this was a shoot. Jason Jordan would rip his head off." I'm guessing. Oh, you're talking about Finn. I would. Backstage, they're hugging each other, and fucking Jason Jordan suplexes Kurt Angle. Now that would have been a swerve right there. But yeah, I thought. What you guys think about the segment? The actor came in about Kurt Angle. So what do you guys think?
I didn't see it, but from what I can say is that I'm happy that they had this segment. But it was before the match. They didn't have one after, did they?
No.
They needed to have one after, but at least they recognize that they should probably follow through with this story. But that's all I really got to say.
Kev?
It feels like they are hitting a reset button with Jason Jordan. And I think it's interesting because I'm seeing the
Priest, are you available for the upcoming segment? I think we need to say goodbye to my good old friend Jason Jordan. I think it might be a good time. It might be a little early, but it does not look promising for Jason Jordan and the Priest. Priest, you need to be here, bro. Okay. All right. Thank you.
My thinking is that I feel like they're resetting Jason Jordan on a potential heel run, and maybe turning Angle heel too.
They could do the 2-man power trip here.
Why? Oh, so they want to do what you're saying? They want to do Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle heel?
Yeah, because then Angle gives Jordan all these awesome matches. It puts Jordan in really good situations.
That would be cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If they do something with this, I'll be happy because they don't do anything with it. But and also, Jason Jordan gets no crowd reaction, which is mostly on booking. But that's just me.
I'm not sure if the Priest will show up. We'll see if the Priest shows up.
We'll see. It might be a little too early. It might be premature. We'll see. We'll see. New tag team champions, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. They made their way to the ring. They said they put the work in. The standing side by side, and they're the new tag team champions. Dean admits it feels pretty good. He's been wearing the title all around town and even slept it under his pillow. Rollins says he'll let that slide, and he feels like it's old times. But couldn't help feeling that it's time to party. They need to celebrate this great moment of two brothers coming down. And he says, you know what, except for Cesaro and Sheamus, their rematch is coming soon, and they'll take on anybody, anytime, anywhere. The Hardy Boys music hits. I kind of cheered for that because I like these guys, of course, wanting them to be in the tag team championship. I wish they would get the delete going on, but they're not really going to. They get in the ring. Jeff says they don't want to ruin the party before it gets started, but they're going to say congratulations. Matt says they know better than most that sometimes brothers fight. They have fought quite a bit of times. Final deletion. But when they put aside their differences and fight together, it's a beautiful thing to see. So that's why they come out to challenge the champs for a match. And Seth marks out to himself. He's like, bro, we grew up idolizing the Hardy Boys. And Matt says there's a reason they chant, because they've revolutionized the tag division for almost a quarter of a century. They want to revolutionize it tonight in Brooklyn as well. So let's get a referee. Let's do this match. Hardy Boys versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. This was a very long match, but I thought it was pretty entertaining. The crowd was into it for the most part. This kind of reminds me when the Shield would go every single week on Raw and put on some really good matches. It seems to be that case. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins know how to work together, and the Hardys are the Hardys. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins win a long match. Question. What are they going to do with the tag team? Are they going to do the Reigns Cena thing? Or are the Hardy Boys the new contenders? What are they doing with the tag team title hunt?
I think they're waiting to do the Reigns Cena thing. I think it might be a little bit too early. I think they need to work it out the next couple of weeks. But I don't mind having a Hardys feud first.
Do you think they're just going to do the rematch of Sheamus and Cesaro and then get to that feud right after No Mercy? Do you think that's the case? Or is this Reigns?
When is Sheamus leaving?
I would think it would probably be right after this feud ends.
So, yeah, I guess.
Kev?
I wouldn't mind seeing this again. But I'm going to throw it. This is not going to happen, but I'm going to throw it out there until it does. Jeff Hardy should move to SmackDown because he would be the legitimate top star franchise player on SmackDown. I would consider, if you're not doing this gimmick, if you're not going to broken, spoken, whatever it's supposed to be, I think you're losing out on a really potential superstar in Jeff Hardy, because he was a superstar that the fans got behind before. And I think splitting Matt and Jeff, they can both be stars in different ways, and Matt can do his broken thing. And I don't know if Jeff needs to be there. But I think that this is, just for me, I feel like the Hardys are in this long holding pattern. It kind of sucks for them. But good match. So far, Rollins and Ambrose as tag champs for the first 2 days have been pretty good.
I think with that, I think that's a great idea. I mean, because they've already made Jeff Hardy a world champion. He was on SmackDown before. The crowd obviously loves Jeff a little bit more than Matt. Matt needs that awoken, broken character to really get over. But do something with these guys, man. I don't know if they're going to be in the tag team title hunt or anything, but these are the fucking Hardys. They went from having the biggest pop at WrestleMania to being shown by 7 people at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. We need to do something with these guys.
Is that not a slap in the face to the Hardys?
Oh, I'd be pissed if I was the Hardy Boys. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Bray Wyatt.
Do you expect? He wasn't even on the fucking show tonight. Do you expect them to do something with him? That's just how it feels.
Okay, I don't understand why Bray didn't attack Finn during the Jason Jordan match.
You would think that'd be the correct way to make the storyline, right? Because they would do a rematch.
Yeah.
They're tied 1-1. No. Yeah. Raw doesn't get it.
And where was the demon?
I think
he was inside of Finn Balor. Okay, he's inside of Finn.
I think they're convinced that this.
I think I know why he pops his collar so much. He pops his collar so that the demon stays contained inside the jacket.
Right. You're learning.
I think they're just like this. He needs to be at special moments, which is fucking stupid, but that's just me. Let's see here. Let's get to the comments again. Mr. Mike 307 brings up the fact that Miz could be doing better things, and then if he drops the title, he can slowly slide to the main event scene. So he's saying that the IC title gets taken off him, he can be in the title hunt.
They're never going to put him in the main event.
I don't think they will either.
Who?
Miz.
They never will.
They should.
They should, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Mr. Mike 307 says, I think even Jason Jordan is starting to give up on the angle. Here's an idea. Why doesn't Jordan start blaming Angle for all his losses? Like do some kind of Jordan gets mad at his father shtick.
They could do that.
Yeah.
They could go so many different ways, but they're refusing to do anything.
They're boring and played out.
This was a bit of a step in the right direction tonight. I felt that they were actually in contact.
Should they not have had a follow-up segment after he lost the match to a midget?
Well, of course they should. But
okay.
You indeed are also calling yourself a midget. What happened?
In wrestling terms, I'm a freaking midget.
Okay, there's the difference. What?
I might be this much taller than Finn, though.
We'll have to look at the photo. We'll have to look at that photo again. What happened with the storyline between Rollins and Steph? Kevo. That's what Arian brought up.
What happened? Well, Steph is gone.
I don't know what storyline he's talking about. I think he was
he's probably talking about WrestleMania.
Well, I think he brought up something with them after maybe turning him heel. I don't know. I forgot, honestly. So, Arian, tell us. Well, maybe remember. Austin, Kurt's not wrestling anymore. He was wrestling up until last year, but he's not with WWE. But he also says that he's always enjoyed Kurt's interviews. He's very smart and has a great character. I always love the guy. He's very funny. Of course, we have Jobber Alvarez in here. Of course, it's great. Mr. Mike 37 says, I think Rollins and Ambrose need to work on their chemistry a tad bit. They look a little bit awkward. These guys haven't wrestled with tag team in 3 years. They'll get it done. Kevin says, I really like the demon gimmick, one of the more artistic and creative things I've seen in WWE in recent years. Not necessarily a fan of the leather jacket look. You see, exactly. It's not that difficult to build this character. Undertaker doesn't come out of himself as Mark Calloway. Kane does not come out of himself as Glenn Jacobs. Finn Balor needs to be the Demon King and the Demon King only. Not complicated.
It is, from what I understand, it's apparently tough to get into that costume.
That just shows they're lazy.
I might, but no, it's like Worf from Star Trek. Like it takes that long. Not that long, but
okay,
long.
But just do face paint. You don't even have to put on all the other extra elements. Put on face paint. Make it show red and black, and it's a demon forming, right? Or better yet, get a fucking mask. I don't care.
But did Demon need to beat Jason Jordan tonight?
No. You're on.
No. Freaking Jason Jordan should have won this match because Bray Wyatt, as soon as the coup de grace came out, this was the biggest problem with the match. Not that Jason Jordan lost, but he got his fucking ass kicked. He had like 4 moves.
Because he was outsmarted.
Destroyed. Bray Wyatt should have came out in the middle of the match, lights turned off, should have beat the shit out of Finn, hit him with a chair over the head, throw him in the ring. Jason Jordan beats the crap out of him, just takes it out on him, keeps beating him up. Kurt Angle runs out. Kurt Angle stops them from that, and he's like, Jason, stop, you're beating the crowd, you're killing the man. Stop it. And that's what happens.
This company does not.
I made that up in 1 second. While I was talking, I made that up. And that's already better what they did.
They didn't do shit. This is baffling to me. Next segment, we let's see. Oh, we cut backstage to Samoa Joe talking with Mr. Rush. It was kind of funny to see. Joe says, this is the game plan. You guys, big constant presence on the outside. Miz, do your thing. I'm going to beat the crap out of the other guys. Boom. Sasha Banks comes to the ring. She's going to celebrate her women's championship win last night at SummerSlam. She says she might be from Boston, but the past 3 years she's left her heart in Brooklyn. From last year, the first takeover where she barely lost to Bayley, but she stole the show, to last year when she and Charlotte tore the house down, and might I add, almost broke her neck. And she says that she is praying for Rick for all that, because you got to get a cheap pop. But the world doesn't need a wannabe goddess, because there's only one room for a legit boss. It's boss time if you're Michael Cole. And that's why she's going to defend her title right away. Nice middle finger there. She doesn't need to talk her way out of a match, nor does she need Nia Jax to watch her back, because she has these people. And that's why she's a 4-time. And then Alexa Bliss music hits. She laughs at the idea of Banks defending her title because she never successfully defended it in the past, losing it every single time. That's happened with the first 3 reigns. She wins it, loses it at the pay-per-view. This time it should be loses it or wins it and then loses it at Raw, you swear. Sasha tells Alexa she must be salty because every time they've wrestled, Bliss has either run away or tapped out. So both of these women have legit arguments against the other. But Sasha says, but she knows she has a rematch clause, so why not have it right here, right now? Alexa says that's a thought, and maybe she should, but she's going to go with no, because there's Brooklyn fanboys, marks. They don't deserve to see her celebrate a title win. And honestly, she's not in the mood to break Sasha's heart tonight anyway, but she wants her match next week. Banks won't be the legit boss. She'll be the legit loser. I know Kev was praising Alexa Bliss for this promo. There's the clap. The actor was very happy of said Alexa Bliss promo. I thought it was good. I thought it was decent. They're building up to the Women's Championship match next week on Raw in Memphis, which I think will be a decent match. And they're continuing this feud and actually making it somewhat interesting because they didn't have any time to build this feud beforehand. What did everybody think about this this segment here?
Alexa Bliss is the best women talker in the world. There's no question in my mind about it.
There's no question about that.
No
I
question.
think it's close
It is
between her and Carmella.
no. I think Alexa is here. Carmella's good, but I think Alexa's consistently up here.
I don't know. Alexa's a little cheesy. I love Alexa, but like the stuff they give her is like it was fine. Didn't wow me. Was no Elias. It was good.
That's Elias.
I enjoyed this. And I just didn't. Yeah, and she's able to keep the heat in the crowd, and she should have the belt back.
Yeah, it's kind of odd that they took the belt off her, being that she was so hot with the belt. Like she was on a roll,
But I do think there's a great story there that Sasha has never been able to defend that belt.
Yeah,
That's
what their goal is here. Redman has a good comment. Bayley turns heel next week, costs Sasha the title. What do you guys think about that?
I would be for it. I want Bayley to bring back Hug Life though, as a heel.
You know what I liked? I liked the camera angle on Alexa tonight. It made her look thicker, as someone said in the comments.
Did you say thicker because it cut out?
Thicker
than
with 2 C's.
Yeah, I like. They seem to shoot her kind of from the side.
Yeah, it was from the side. It made her like it. What's the word? No. What's the word?
Accentuates.
Accentuates her good features.
Yeah.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. The other comments in here, for her size, she's incredibly big. Let's see here. Of course, people are saying that Bliss and Carmella are the 2 best on the mic. They are. They're just consistently great. I would say Alexa's here, Carmella's here, but they're still very good. Finn Balor versus Jason Jordan. I have many things to rant on these next.
Didn't we talk about this shit already like 4 times?
No. Let me rant about it. It's something different completely. Okay. The commentators in the last 2 matches were fucking garbage. I tweeted out
as they were for SummerSlam.
I tweeted out this is probably 2 of the worst days for commenting in the history of this company. Corey Graves was being a mark for himself in the main event, and I'll talk about that when the main event comes. They were putting down Jason Jordan from the second he got in the ring. They said this wasn't a challenge. Like this was gonna be slim pickings for Finn Balor. He took too much of a challenge on himself. Jason Jordan went for a shake and he said, "This is not about sport." Booker T said, "This is not about sportsmanship." Yada yada yada. I hated the commentary in this match. I hated the fans in this match because they started doing the beach ball shtick. And look, like Kevin said in the beginning of the show, you pay $150 to go to this show, and you decide to be playing with beach balls for 3 hours. That's fucking hilarious, right? They don't even do it in correct segments. They did it in this match in the main event. Great. Finn Balor wins. I know we already talked about this match, but I wanted to rant on that. John Cena, Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe and The Miz, the main event. Everybody started doing beach balls. Corey Graves makes himself a mark by saying, "I'm excited because this is my first time calling a John Cena match." Fam, put over the fact that John Cena and Roman Reigns are tagging for the first time tonight. This is something we haven't seen before. John Cena hasn't been on Raw in over a year. Put over the fact that there's somebody, like a very big, important deal on the show, and not yourself as an announcer. These guys had a match. I was kind of preoccupied by the fans doing all their shtick. In fact, the wrestlers were as well. So the first half of the match didn't even happen. But once we got into it, it got exciting. It became that big match kind of feel for Monday Night Raw main event. Miz was doing the "You Can't See Me" mock. We do a couple of other shtick. It was fun to watch. Roman finally gets some momentum, does a low bridge. Joe puts a coquina clutch on Cena. Roman goes for a Superman punch, but he accidentally hits Cena. Samoa Joe pushes him to the outside. Later gets Joe out of the equation. Miz, which I hated the booking of this last part of this match. Miz stalks John Cena, ready to go. He's about to attack. Finally gets the moment, goes for the skull-crushing finale. John Cena just hits an AA out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. It's over. I hated that. Makes Miz look completely weak. But Miz still cut a great promo tonight and was in the main event, so I made him look decent enough. John Cena and Roman Reigns win the match, and then they do a little bit of a stare down together to tease the fans that this feud will happen at some point. They'll probably be in storylines going down the road. What did you guys think of this main event match and this main event segment?
I only saw the finish. I saw like the end of the match. But it was nice to see that Reigns and Cena were teaming up. I think this was a worthy main event. I think this was a main event that people would stick around to watch. The finish, I mean, Miz took it again. Again, the guy can't spotlight on Cena. At least they can extend that storyline a little bit more, like that. Hopefully Miz cuts another promo about that. That would be pretty funny. But I don't know really what else to say. It's just, Cena wins. They're just going to continue the thing there. Maybe they could have done a little bit more at the end of the show with Reigns and Cena stare down, maybe a handshake or maybe a fake handshake or something like that.
Disagree.
They could have done something a little bit more there, I think.
I don't think you needed to do more there because I guess it depends on when you want this match to happen. If this match is WrestleMania, you've got to take your time. Survivor Series.
But like what they do, like Reigns looked over at Cena. Like maybe something a little bit. No. This is what happened. So Reigns in the promo took the Superman punch and hit Joe. And during the tag match, he missed Joe and hit Cena, which was when Miz did his skull-crushing finale thing, and then they left talking. I actually thought that was enough, and I think that you're led to maybe some questions of when Reigns intentionally tried to hit him or which one was an accident or whatever. I think that there, however, is a legit – I know that the storyline was about Cena and Reigns. There is a legitimate argument to be made, I think, and Dylan already said it, that Miz could have got the pin here. It would have created if Roman knocked out Cena, Miz gives Cena the pin. I think that creates a different story, and you're building another story, and you're building. And the promo might have made more sense.
Yeah, because Miz is like, look, I beat Cena and nothing. So, speaking about a guy that only did 4 things tonight, Samoa Joe. seem to have done coquina clutch, punch, coquina clutch, punch, coquina clutch.
That's
punch.
what he did at SummerSlam too.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why people are fans of him because I think he does his character really well, but he is at times limiting. But overall, it was one of the better main events. At least they put a main event on in the last hour. Not something unnecessary, so we'll give him credit for that. And I think that Cena will bring something different. It's a good story. I think the reason that Bray Wyatt wasn't on Raw tonight is I think he might be on his way back to SmackDown. That's just my hunch. Because they're void of star power over there.
Hey, I'll take Bray Jinder.
I just like the Seattle Seahawks offensive line right now.
Hey, they got a basketball player, baby. Woo! No, I'm kidding.
Out for the year.
That's there. The basketball player's out for the year. Good. But yeah, that's good. That's gonna do it. Let's get to some last comments here. Robin B says, "Who are you guys backing, or I guess supporting in the match? Cena or Reigns?"
Just supporting a good match.
Yeah, I just support that they make the right decision with the book.
Yeah, creatively that they. Yeah,
that's what I want. That's the cool part to me. I don't really like.
I don't have a preference in this one.
No,
it's like if they do the booking well and they make it a good storyline, just like with Lesnar Goldberg this year, I didn't have a problem with.
For me, it's all about trying to see and guess where the story is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Which is why I haven't loved the WWE product recently, because there's not a lot of story involved.
Yeah.
Kevin says you could see. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go.
I do think one of the things that Cena doesn't get enough credit for is his, and this is, I think, a theme for the weekend, is the veteran presence Shane, Cena show, even though that thing was absolutely hot garbage. They were able to bring out a story and tell us a story where some of the younger guys, I don't think, were able to do that as well. Mm-hmm. And Cena is an underrated storyteller, in my mind.
Oh, yeah. It just depends if he's not burying people by the end of it. But he definitely does put on a good story most of the time. Let me get to some other comments here. I'm interested to see how that story goes, how that plays out. Should be one of the more intriguing feuds of Raw to come, so I'm excited for that. Kevin said you could see Reigns saying "my bad" after the match to Cena, so that's another little side piece, although very small. Could be part of the promo next week. And yeah, here's a comment.
So Nakamura said "my bad" too.
Yeah, well, that was a botch. This was planned. Mr. Mike 307 says 14-2. Hashtag Go Hawks. Now, brother. Okay. No. Do you agree with them going 14-2?
I hope they go 16-0.
There's only 3 wrestlers that can cut promos? I disagree with that.
He's saying maybe at a high level. Arian said this comment. I don't think
I'm looking at this list.
Okay, Braun. First of all, it's not, because you got Braun, Enzo, Miz, and then you have Bray. So there's 4 right there. And then there's a lot more that can go. Elias for sure. Looking at everybody that has segments. Who'd you say?
Bobby. Rude.
Bobby Roode.
Oh, I was I thought you were talking about this. I thought you were talking about
Jinder?
this show. I was like,
I think Jinder can.
I think Jinder can cut a good promo.
Rusev.
Yeah.
Owens can sometimes. The whole New Day.
Oh, New Day for sure.
Usos,
just yeah.
Bliss, Carmella, sometimes Becky, sometimes Sasha. If Jericho counts. I think Ziggler can. Harper.
I think that I'm not a big fan of Ziggler's promos. I think he gets too loud, too screamy loud.
Arian, we just named.
I like his intensity.
Arian, we just named 15
Cena
males wrestlers. So you can't really count out that Miz, Enzo, and Bray are not the only 3 people that can cut promos. There you go. That's gonna do it for this episode of the Raw reviews. August 21st, 2017. We got to give our ratings, though. First, I'm going to head it over to Kev O. Kev, what do you give this episode rating tonight? There's the
I am going to give this an 8 out of 10.
Holy shnikes.
I know that there was some stuff that was bad. The Jordan stuff was bad. The burial of Emma. The Enzo cast thing is very unfortunate, yet bad. But I think that the presence of John Cena tonight elevated the show in a lot of ways. I think people underestimate his work and why he was missed on this show. Yes, the commentary sucked, but that's
It always does.
The
Garbage.
The segment, the second hour segment was, and the Rollins Ambrose Hardy match. I enjoyed Alexa Bliss. There was a lot of and Braun again showed he was a star. There was a lot in this show I really liked, and I thought that they built not only to No Mercy, not only to Survivor Series, not only to Royal Rumble, but they're building to WrestleMania. So I saw really a lot of really good stuff that we've been complaining about fixed tonight.
Mitch, your grade for tonight's episode based on what you saw?
I'll give it a 7, even though I only saw part of the show, so that's kind of like an incomplete grade. But I'll give it a 7 because I think they followed through with a lot of the stuff that we liked at SummerSlam, the little that we did. They followed through with it, and I think they made it better. They made Braun and Lesnar better, more intriguing. They made the Cena and Reigns stuff that we wanted to see happen. There's some stuff going on in the tag team division with Ambrose and Rollins. And at least they did something with Jason Jordan, even though I don't think he should have lost to Finn the Midget. And what else? The women's stuff was fine. It was kind of like a transition to next week. Yeah, I think overall the show was pretty good. And I think those two segments and the main event match actually being a main event worthy match made the show a good show.
I'll give it a 7 as well. I thought it was a passable show. Some good segments. We got the opening promo segment with Braun and Brock, which was very entertaining. First hour kind of slowed down after that, which was hurting the show. But seeing Cena come out there with the big segment with Reigns was great to see. Nice comment there, Arian, about Dolph Ziggler. But very informative. But yeah, with this kind of show, you had Cena come out there, be ruckus with the crowd and exciting, and it got people interested to see what was going to go on. I like the aspect of having the Joe versus Cena feud, Roman versus Miz. You're building, like Kevin said, not just to the next pay-per-view. You're planting hints into the next couple of shows. So I enjoy that. I like that they're going to do that. But yeah, and then there were some other segments in there that were really good. The main event delivered, tag team stuff delivered. They're building to next week with the women's feud. Overall, I enjoyed the show. There's some stuff we nitpicked and stuff we didn't like, but overall, I think we enjoyed this show more than others. So that's going to do it for this review. If you guys enjoyed, comment below your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Do you guys have anything to plug before we head out?
I'm going to plug the Fantasy Football League, the Bottom Line View. We're doing our draft on Saturday. I'm going to make a video right after this. I'll probably go live and just talk about it for a few minutes so that you guys can sign up. It's going to be on ESPN.com. It's going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday, the 26th of August, the same day as the fight, but just before.
We can talk about it on the aftermath. Kevo, plug away.
Lots of podcasts, both on YouTube about Raleigh here. We will be doing, I'm just going to set up my schedule here, but we will be doing a review of the Defenders. Hope you've had time to see it. We'll be reviewing that. And
I'm almost done, Kev. Almost.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see what you think.
It's gotten better.
And I think we've got some other stuff coming. Kevel, follow me on Kevel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kevin Olenek podcasts, lots of other things. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get bigger. You'll see. It's going to take time.
I like that. Of course, since we're plugging our own channels, subscribe to WWE The Shield. That's for content. If I do make some, hopefully soon.
Oh, tomorrow SmackDown review, and it will be the last video here for like a year. So,
ooh, check out the
or
last
a while, I should say.
At the crib. I will not.
As he goes to his new crib.
The new crib, the new place. I will not be on it. But I'll try. I'll attempt to watch it. But yeah, fantasy football is going to be there. I don't know if we're going to do anything for McGregor Mayweather. I think there should be too many people over, but we'll see. It's a big fight. I'm going to do my NFL video talking about the quarterbacks. We're going to do a tournament style. Who is the worst quarterback in the league today? Blade Bortles. But you didn't hear that from me. We'll figure it out. We'll do stat-by-stat comparisons, and we'll talk about who exactly is the worst quarterback in the league. I got more NFL content on the way as we're very close to the regular season. Also, previews coming out for the AFC side. Mitch will upload those, but those will be good as you saw the NFC side earlier this week. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. So for Kev, Mitch, go ahead.
I might be doing I'm part of the process of working on a video. I haven't quite finished yet. 10 questions nobody is asking about the NFL season.
Ooh, I like that. I always got to put that out there. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching the regular part of the show. It's Kev and Mitch. It's Dylan. Peace.
Peace.
Welcome to the aftermath.
Why are we doing the aftermath, bro? I want to go play freaking Madden. Go on, man.
You want to play Madden, bro? You can play Madden on the aftermath.
I got to go downstairs to play Madden.
God damn it. All right, see you guys. Peace.